What are 5 things a writer should know about the TV writing room?
You take 2.5 and I'll take 2. Go ahead. You want me to start?
Yeah, please.
Know that to get in, you've 90% chance you're going to have to work your way into the room as a script assistant, as a writer's assistant. Those jobs are plentiful and they're great, and you will get training. And know that it will take a while. Also know that when you're a baby writer, don't talk, listen. Nobody likes someone who answers questions. Know that most people are good at 1 or 2 things, but nobody's good at everything. I think I answered 3. That leaves you 2.
And don't be the smartest person in the room.
Never be the smartest person.
Ever.
Why?
Because everybody will hate you.
And especially the showrunner.
And you won't be the smartest person in the room, and everybody will see that. And really, you cannot be full of yourself in the room.
I'm not going to mention the show, and I'm not going to mention... I will mention that it was my friend Bob, who is very close, as I said, to Chuck Lorre, who gave Chuck Lorre his break. And Chuck will call him every once in a while, even though Bob is semi-retired. He'll call him up and say, I really need help. And it was a point a couple of years ago when he had 5 shows on the air. And he went on one of the shows and he pitched a joke. And he said to Bob, was that funny when you were working on My Two Dads? Was that funny back then? Facts of Life? He was and Chuck and Bob went to Chuck and he said, I don't need the money. I'm out of here. And he left. You know, if you're a showrunner, the best kind of showrunner you can be is somebody who mentors other people, who's secure enough, like Phil Rosenthal, to really care about getting the best out of people. That's the best kind of leader anyway.
We had a lot of great stories about rooms and showrunners. And Peter Casey was great. He said, I worked on the Jeffersons, and I came to the room late one day, and I hadn't eaten breakfast, so I brought a little box of cornflakes with me, and I went to the corner where the coffee was, poured it in, and took a little of the cream, put it on there, and the guy said, that's not for your cereal, that's for the coffee. And he charged him like 25 cents for doing that.
Oh, wow.
And he said they would feed us the worst food ever. And he said, when I went to work on Cheers with the Charles brothers, they would take us out to really good restaurants, or if they had to work really late, they would call up one of the really good restaurants and we'd order from their menu and they would deliver it. He said they treated the writers with so much kindness and respect. He said, and they got such great work out of us. Nobody complained if it was late. Where with the Jeffersons, like everybody was grumbling all the time and hated being in the room. So he said the Charles brothers made us purr like kittens.
I don't think he actually said that, but okay.
Well, I'm taking license.
Okay.
Was there one other? I think you only got 1 in.
No, that's 4 altogether.
4. So 5 total? Any?
5.
Be careful.
Be careful. Okay.
Yeah.
Know where the exit is?
Well, I know this is
back.
sort of repetitious, but I think it bears repeating. It's really important that when you get into a room, you use it as a learning experience, because you're one of very few people. When I started, there was still a freelance market. There really is no freelance market anymore. And so if you have the luck to get into a room, take advantage of it and be humble. And Peter's right.
But I will add a 5th, just for the sake of completeness, that every room has a culture.
Oh, that's true.
And you want to spend a lot of time observing before you jump in. And just because one person makes a joke doesn't mean everybody makes jokes. Mm-hmm. And if one person kids another person, that doesn't mean everybody teases. And you want to wait, and when you really understand how people interact, then you slowly test the water and start to do it. And even then, you do it slowly.
My 2 wonderful former students who were on One Day at a Time were on the show. Now they're in their 2nd season. They're not the baby writers anymore. You see how that works. So they were on the show. They were on like 3 months. They were on like show 7 or 8. and they hadn't said that much. I mean, they'd done their work. They were the first script their mentor wrote with them, so it was the three of them writing it, which was really generous of her. You know, that doesn't always happen. And one of them told me that they didn't say anything one day, and one of the writers said, "Caroline, we really like to hear what you guys think. You guys are these characters' age, one of these characters' age opening." And yet she said she began by the old what if thing, so that she left room to be wrong if they didn't like what she said. And she said after that day, they were like, "You guys, whenever you have something to say it. Don't be shy." But they were smart to wait because they were learning, they were observing, and they were only 25 years old. That's young to be in a room. So, and they didn't think the show was going to get a second season, and now it's big hits and Emmy nominated. It's a big hit. And
by the way, you tricked us. You said only 3 more questions, and the first one is a 5-parter. Don't think that went past us.
It went past me. You make her laugh.
Yeah, she has a low threshold. Okay.